Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So, I want to try an experiment by doing a pearl pour, but with a difference. I am going to see whether the treasured gold paints work in a pearl pour. So I've still got these mixed up from another artwork I did, and I have pewter, which looks like silver. I have gold and I have copper. So what I thought of doing is just testing this out as a pearl pour and see if they work. I have not used these paints like this before, only in a swipe. So I thought might as well give it a go and see what happens. So these are mixed up. I think it was about one and a half or 2 parts paint to floetrol. I can put it in the description box because I'll have to re-watch or check out what I did with these ones because I mix these up for a swipe. So I'm just giving them a good stir. And then I mixed up a black, which I always use my mart. So I did 27 grams paint, 54 grams floetrol, and 11 grams water. So that should be enough to cover this board. Sorry for my absence a little bit lately. I wasn't well for quite a few days, and even when I did do a painting, I got halfway through it and got a little bit too unwell. So I'm feeling mostly better. So I thought, and I couldn't handle another day without doing a painting, so I thought just get stuck into one and see how I go. Okay, so these are all mixed, which is fantastic. Put 2 of these aside. Which one should I go first? I might go to copper first. So I'm putting most of it down now. I'll scrape this out after because I want to kind of layer them a little bit. Let's go to the pewter. And then the gold. I probably don't need to scrape them out. There's probably enough paint here, but what's left in this container wouldn't be enough to do another artwork. So I might as well use it up. I just hope this works because I hate using paint, especially on a pearl pour, and then they don't turn out because I kind of feel like I've wasted that paint. So this is why we need to do a test run, just so I know in my head whether this works or not. I'd have to say the paints actually look quite cool together on as they are. Kind of sunken in and given nice little lacing. So I'm going to try a couple of other pours with these paints and see how they turn out, because I think they're really nice. Like, they're different to the deco art, so decoart's always going to have a special place in my heart as a awesome paint. But I thought these looked quite nice, and I just wanted to test them out in a few different pours and see how they work, because they're quite they are quite shiny. Alrighty, that's that part done. Now I'm going to get some gloves on, because I think once I start putting the paint on, I'll probably have to get moving relatively quickly. So I've done pearl pours with other paints before and they haven't worked. But these seem quite good in the way that they seem to give a little bit of a reaction. So I thought it was worth giving it a try. Now my black is a little, I think it's a tiny bit thinner than these. But doesn't that look awesome as it is? So let's just, and I'm going to pour gently. So I no longer scrape my cups when I do pearl pours, because it seems to just, I don't like what it does. Just going to pop these bubbles. It looks like I may get some reactions, but I'm not going to know till I start tilting. So I am just going to go around in a circle, like I did when I did my pearl pour on the placemat last time. So this is just a wooden placemat. The reason I like these is because it gives me the opportunity to use them on my dining table if they turn out really cool. Also, it's a little bit smaller than a canvas, so I don't have to use as much paint to do a test run. So I'm just still swirling around until it's going over the edges. Come on, stretch over this last edge. And now I'm just going to force it back to the middle. I'm getting some reactions. I'm getting some small pearls pop up around the edge. So this is definitely just going to have to be a test run. Okay, I think I have tilted it enough. Going to take my gloves off and get paint all over me at the same time. Why not? Now I can see one little imperfection over here. My tweezers aren't as good. They've lost their little point. So I'm going to give this another torch. I am getting little specks pop up, which if you use decoart, that's usually how the first signs of it appear. Whether I'm going to get the same type of reactions or not, I don't know. Okay, so we are getting pearls. Whether they're going to grow and get big enough like they do with the other paints is going to be a waiting game. But can you guys see the specks that are appearing around the border? So ultimately, if this doesn't, I'm going to embellish the middle anyway, which I haven't actually done before, so I'm a little bit new to anything like that. I'm just scraping off the base, get rid of these drips. So it's quite important on these placemats to scrape it, because if you're going to use it on a table, you can't have any areas where it doesn't sit flat. Okay, that's good. So, I'm not getting as quick a reactions as I am with decoart. So we're going to have to just wait and see if time makes a difference. So we will pause this and I will come back soon and hopefully more have appeared. If not, it's not a failed experiment because I've learnt something. So every time you do something, as long as you learn from it, it's not a failure. Keep that in mind. All right, pausing. Okay, we're back. So it's been, I reckon, 12, maybe 15 minutes. More pearls have appeared, but not a lot. Nothing like the decoart paints. So experiment worked, but not to the best that I wanted it to. So that is what the best part is. You take something away from learning that this here I'm happy with, but it's probably something I'm either going to have to embellish or maybe even if I use this as a center pot, something to put like a main, not as an actual placemat, maybe a placemat for a pot, know what I mean? So you still see the outside. I'm not sure. But for now, I'm going to put this one aside and I am going to do a second placemat. So I will be back very soon and we'll see what the next one's going to be. All right, so pausing again and getting ready for the next one. Okay, I'm back. So while this one I leave to settle and see if more pearls come up, I'm going to test out another placemat. So this one I've coated in a black, which is 4 parts floetrol to 1 part paint, which is my Mont. Now, the paints I am going to put on there are the pebeo, if that's how you pronounce it. I can't properly pronounce them. So it is iridescent red blue, iridescent violet blue, and iridescent blue black. So they're the 3 colours I'm going to use. I used Payne's Grey in the other swipe I did, but that was a white canvas when this is a black one. So I'm going to leave that colour out. So my plan is, I think I might actually go the violet at the base. So I'm just giving it a little stir. Always prefer my paints to be freshly stirred. And I need a paper towel. Because I've got a second canvas, I'm running out of space. So I'm going to try and do this a normal swipe from one side to the other. See how that goes. Then we're going to go the black blue, which is kind of an interesting colour. Turned out really nice on the white, so I'm going to put that in the middle here over the top of the violet. And third colour is going to be the red blue. And I'm just going to do this as a swipe. So these looked really good on the white. That was the video that didn't turn out. So hopefully we actually get to see how this looks. So start off and go on. Okay. Now I'm just going to use my normal swipe cards, which is, I think that's a half. And the paint is quite thick on this, so let me just close these up, just to make sure I don't get any paint in them. I try to keep my area clean as I go, to the best of my ability. So we're just going to grab half of this and swipe it across. Not sure what colours or what's going to happen. Getting some cells pop up. And that card's getting dirty quite quick. So the black is quite thick. I didn't tilt it off like I do with the normal pour, so we'll see what happens. So one thing I'm noticing, because the black is thick, it's pushing the paint and giving me definite lines. So as I come through with this, it's pushing the other paint aside and kind of giving me lines, but that's okay. And you go through more cards when your paint's thick. Getting really cool lacing on my paper towel here. Like, really, really cool lacing. I don't know if I can show you. Can you see that lacing that's developing in the bits I wipe off? Awesome. Now I'm going to try and swipe the other way, which I'm not very good at. I don't really think I want to turn it around. I think it's going to be too hard for me. So just going to grab and pull. Okay, missing little bits, but that's okay because I think the lacing like this will develop and give a different effect. That paper towel is too wet, so we grab another one. So this is mostly just testing out my paints, seeing how they work. That swipe card's no longer working. So I grab another one. Very thick, this paint. I probably should have tilted some of that black off. Yeah. The cards are getting very soggy very quickly with this. It's just because of the amount of black I left on there. Now, one last swipe. So, it turned out similar to what I had in my head, but not exactly. This is going to be really cool once it has dried. So, the actual, all this lacing and cells that you see all throughout there become super metallic lacing. So when I did the white one, it actually just really shines up and looks really cool. So I do like that, how it does that effect. It has separated from the edge a little bit, and I think that's because of the amount of black that is sitting on the canvas or placemat. So always keep little things in mind, and when you do it another time, you just go, let's change that and see what different effects I get next time. You will also get different effects painting on a piece of wood compared to a canvas. So you might do this on a canvas and go, why does that turn out different? It just does. Did I get all those drips? Yep. Awesome. Okay, and that's given us time to let all these lacing develop in here. So this is going to be quite cool because I can see it says red. It looks kind of a pink tone at the moment, but you get that right light and that is blue, or purpley blue. Those pebeo ones that are iridescent, like iridescent red blue, are kind of like a color shift. So gives you a really cool effect. So now that's done, let's go down for a close-up. Okay, so that's what it looks like from a height. Doesn't look anything special, especially not the same as what I see in the camera. But let's come down. Yeah, that lighting changes the colours. Hate it how it does that. There, that's the more correct colour in the middle. Can you see how it's all blue, quite blue lacing mixed with pink lacing and purple in there? Camera doesn't really want to focus too well on this. I don't think it knows how to. There we go. It's so much better looking than what this camera is showing. It's not giving us the colours at all. Oh, there's a little bit there. See those cool colours that are coming through? It's more purple and a better pink. Like that, there's definitely purple and pink. This camera is not picking it up. Let me try if I turn this light off. How's that? That's a bit better. Still not completely correct to the eye, but interesting enough, isn't it? The lacing's good. You can't see that colour shifting like I can. But they're awesome. This will be just a really interesting one once it's finished, once it's dried, just to see what actually happens. Can I adjust the camera darkness? That's actually a bit more correct. Yeah, the camera's going to keep changing the contrast. There we go, that looks a bit better. I love it. And let's go back to the pearl pour one. See how pearls came up? They just haven't really developed enough like the decoart. So it's done something, but it just hasn't done enough. So I wouldn't bother keep trying with the treasured gold because I know the decoart works, so I might as well just continue with that. But there we go. 2 placemats, different styles, different effects. And I'll have to show you these when they're dry because we're just not getting the full potential of them at the moment. But I hope you guys like this and had fun watching. Like normal, like, share, give me a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will be back for another pour very soon. Okay, have a good night. Bye.